alert to the RPM for all my meteorologists out there that are watching. Watertown, you could see some rain here. Very accurate forecast. Tomorrow, showers lingering, and we have two systems coming from the west. One that's in the Pacific Northwest, one that's more into the plains right now, and those are going to traverse the country and come into us here Sunday into Monday. So we will see some light rain Sunday, and then as we start off our work week, we'll see some heavier showers continuing here into the northeast. Okay, that's what's happening in the northeast quadrant. Let's take you to the southeast quadrant with Reynolds.
Okay, Steph, we're going to set the stage with a couple of things. One is going to be the high moisture content we're going to have across much of the south, including Florida. And that, with the stationary front, the daytime heating means we're going to have a chance of thunderstorms, at times some heavy rainfall. Feels like highs, mainly some 90s for you. And notice, here's the new computer model we're talking about, the HRRR. Hey, you see triple amounts of rainfall in some places. It looks like the heavy rain near Cedar Key. It doesn't stay motionless. It's going to converge, some of that colliding. Very heavy near Melbourne as we get to the evening hours, and then it trickles its way just north of Miami, south of Melbourne as we get to the late night hours. Are we going to see more for tomorrow? It certainly looks like that, and we could see some up into the Carolinas also. Tomorrow and then into Sunday, the rain continues to linger, but you might be getting a break in spots like Jacksonville, maybe into places like Ponte Vedra, but it will be sporadic still in your forecast, and certainly some along the Gulf Coast may be popping up too. So, a couple things we're going to be dealing with again. The heavy rain that you mentioned in parts of the Northeast and Florida. Again, can't catch a break.
That's right. Well, we want to catch a break now with Dara Brown from MSNBC. And we rode up in the elevator together this morning. And boy, I mean, like, you wouldn't recognize us, I think, before all this beautiful hair and makeup, you know?
We do have the before and afters, but you look great in the morning.
So you don't.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Now to a look at the headlines today. There is calm in a St. Louis suburb. For the first time in days, protests in Ferguson were peaceful. Also, this is big. NBC affiliate KSDK says the name of the cop who shot Michael Brown could be released today. A sad new twist in the suicide of Robin Williams. The Oscar winner went to his death sober, but carrying a secret. He was in the early stages of Parkinson's disease. The comedian's wife made the revelation Thursday. Williams was found dead in his California home on Monday. And fans finally said goodbye to Candlestick Park. The San Francisco Stadium opened in 1960. The Stick was the former home of the 49ers and Giants, and it also hosted dozens of concerts. Sir Paul McCartney gave the stadium's final concert last night.
Of course, famous also for Big Earthquake.
Yes, during the series.
You know,
That's right. That's right. Good memory.
That as well.
Yeah, always freezing there. And always cold. What was the saying at Candlestick Park? I mean, the day spent Candlestick Park is the coldest one you ever spent is a summer day.
Mark Twain.
Yes,
it's San Francisco.
Exactly
it's not Candlestick Park. It is actually San Francisco, but that's okay. That's a baseball dude saying for you.
It works somehow. Hey, she's not a baseball dude, but she's just amazing. Jen Carfaglia, she's got to look at your day ahead. Take it away, Jen.
All right, so, you know, temperatures like that, it's actually kind of cool in parts of the Midwest, the Northeast, and even the South this morning. Not as cool as yesterday, but you still have got some 60s to start your day out there again this morning. We actually don't have a ton of rain early in the day in Florida, but that's going to change. We'll see showers popping. Look at this by lunchtime. And again, like yesterday, they'll be moving from west to east. And then once we get those sea breeze connections coming into the afternoon and they interact with the storms, we'll watch for heavy downpours from Daytona Beach all the way down to Miami today. Atlanta, another day with no rain and relatively lower humidity. We got sunshine out there again. Temperatures a few degrees warmer than yesterday, upper 80s. But again, one more day with low humidity, so enjoy it in Atlanta. Midwest, we've got a cool start this morning with a lot of 40s up here in parts of Wisconsin, northern lower Michigan, even Detroit. We are down to 49 degrees. The Cleveland area, I know some of you are coming in the 40s, but moisture on the turn and temperatures going up over the weekend. More on that coming up. Back to you.
The space shuttle is taking flight once again. Well, kind of.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. It's at the Houston Space Center. One of the old Boeing 747 planes that used to carry the shuttle is being fitted with a replica ship. It's named the Independence.
Now, it's all part of a massive display which will be open to the public in 2015. Visitors will be able to tour both the original aircraft and the replica shuttle when the exhibit is finished.
Yeah, very cool. Well, just the opposite, hot and steamy. The weather we're talking about returns to parts of the south, and we've got the timing of the sticky weather and the 7-day forecast.
And you may be surprised how the hot weather affects race car drivers. When we come back, we'll explain why hydration is so important. And they lose, I mean, pounds.
Yes, they do.
And I'm pluralizing that after a race.
And who's got that? Reagan Medji. She can do everything. That's right, folks. Hey, take a look at this. Got a great shot for you. We think New York City, maybe. Hey,
okay,
there
now
it is. Goodness gracious. There's a great shot that we have for you. A lot of people out and starting a great weekend. But remember, in New York City, you've got some raindrops that will be on the way. So enjoy the dry times. The end of the weekend is going to be looking and feeling very different. Hey, you, stick around. We got more coming up. You're watching Wake Up with Al.
We're the names you know in the places you want to be, where you can explore super destinations and do everything under the sun. 12 brands, more hotels than anyone else in the world. For a chance to win $1 million, visit WyndhamRewards.com.
To remove this spaghetti stain, let's compare an entire tub of OxyClean to just a half a cup of Clorox bleach. Okay. How is that called clean? Clorox. Eliminates stains better than OxyClean.
At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, discover the gold standard of luxury hybrids with the most complete hybrid line of any luxury automaker, including the fuel-efficient CT and ES hybrids. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Update your home. Get 10% off all major appliances $3.99 or more at Lowe's.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane.
Just total chaos.
If you think you've seen it all, look again.
You've got to be kidding me.
A new original series, Hurricane 360, premiering Monday at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 92, chance of rain 50%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 76, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm on it. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Kevin.
Thanks, Melinda.
I have blah blah insurance, so person, come help.
Hey, Grandma. Dad, look who it is.
I see who it is.
6 callers ahead of us, Jimmy.
You're not helping.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you anytime, anywhere, anyway. That's getting to a better state.
What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that I'm 16 and just got my first car feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limits. So every time you use it, you're not just shopping for goods. You're shopping for something great. Learn more at buypowercard.com.
10 past the hour, let's take you out to the Motor City this morning. Still cleaning up, and wow, what a sunrise.
Isn't it nice?
Holy cow. Come to your television screen to look at these vibrant colors, anywhere from the red to the blues, even a little yellow in there if your eyes are good.
Yeah, you see the Brinson, you got the Penobscot building, you can see the Joe Louis Arena. Can you tell I've been there more than a few times? And this shot, ironically enough, is actually taken in Canada, part of Canada, which is actually south of parts of the U.S. Is that confusing enough?
Yes, it was confusing.
Yes, it is, but hopefully this won't be.
It's too early, yeah, to be thinking that hard, Reynolds. Let's just tell you the forecast, 70s and 80s today. I can't even talk. Tomorrow, we're going to see the 80s across the board. Minneapolis at 89. You will be the warm spot. Look at Traverse City, only in the upper 70s.
Very, very nice. Then we have Sunday, and Isn't that beautiful? You got 77 degrees in Traverse City, cherry capital of the world. Then southward we go to Cincinnati with 83, 86 in St. Louis, and Minneapolis with 89.
Well, staying hydrated when behind the wheel isn't something many of us, think is too important.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a NASCAR driver, it's a different story.
They do get hot in those, don't they? Yeah, about 15 years ago when Matt Kenseth first started racing, he underestimated just how heat plays a role in race car driving and why staying hydrated is very important to finish the race and also, Steph, to finish safely.
Matt Kenseth has been racing since he was a teen, but it wasn't until one of his first professional races that he realized how much heat can affect his performance.
I was at Charlotte running my first Cup race and went a really long green flag run and didn't have anything to drink for over an hour, and it was probably 130 degrees inside the car, and didn't really realize what happened at the time, and I just I ended up crashing and the race didn't go good.
The heat is caused by the equipment inside the car, the weather outside, and the outfits the drivers wear to stay protected.
We typically wear a 2-layer fire suit, and then you wear another layer of full long underwear underneath that. So our
long underwear.
Yeah, so our outfit is not. It's also fireproof, fire retardant. So we all wear that for extra protection as well. So it's not a very cool suit.
After his first crash from being dehydrated, he keeps liquids very close by during his 3-hour NASCAR Sprint Cup races. What he uses is this, an in-car drinking system made by Gatorade.
Usually it would hang right behind that seat. You can put it anywhere.
While Matt is driving, he makes sure the tube is near him so he can quickly take a sip during his hundreds of miles on the track.
As we just learned, staying hydrated is very important to race car drivers. Now, keep in mind, inside the car, it gets up to 40 degrees hotter than the conditions outside. So now it's my turn to see just how much heat plays a role in this sport.
I quickly suited up, got in, and it was Matt's turn to give me an experience I won't ever forget. We went around the track 5 times, and that was just enough for me to handle.
Well, I'm definitely sweaty on my midsection here. I don't know if it's because I was sweating bullets like my dad would say, but that and the combination of the heat. Oh, yeah.
I felt the heat watching that for some reason. I don't know why. I was like, oh, I know that feeling where it's dripping down your back and,
Well, that's where the hydration pack comes in. I'd fill mine up with like turkey gravy or something because it'd be both refreshing, but also it'd be sustenance.
Yeah, it would be. Well, NASCAR Sprint Cup races on this Sunday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the great state of Michigan. We have a look at the forecast to show you how hot it's going to be. And we are going to see our temperatures right around 80 degrees. And, of course, they can't race when it's raining because there's no tread on their tires.
Really? More rain possible in Michigan? I know Detroit doesn't need it, but hey, folks, that's the forecast. Maybe coming. Got more coming up with Jan Carfagno in 7-day forecast.
Yeah, and the hottest three-point shooter in the NBA, Warriors guard Stephen Curry, talks keeping cool on and off the court. And we have a little fun, too.
It's good.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin migraine works.
The makers of Excedrin migraine, #1 neurologist recommended.
In this bag is 150 years of Swedish experience in perfecting the rich, never bitter taste of Gevalia. We do it all for this very experience.
That's good.
I know, right? Gevalia.
My mom just can't stop talking about Walmart's new savings catcher.
You enter your receipt and it compares prices to top stores in our area. If there's a lower advertised price on an item I bought, Walmart gives me the difference.
It's so easy, even a parent can do it.
Go to walmart.com/savingscatcher and enter your receipt.
Discover Card. Hey, I heard you guys can help me with fraud protection.
Sure, we help with fraud protection. If there are unauthorized purchases on your Discover Card, you're never held responsible.
You are saying frog protection. Fraud. Frog. Fraud. I think we're on the same page.
At Discover, we treat you like you'd treat you. Fraud protection. Get it at discover.com.
In the fraction of time we spend driving in reverse, about 500,000 accidents occur each year, which is why the Infiniti QX60 has the world's first safety technology available, like backup collision intervention, which can brake even before you do. to help keep everyone safe. Lease the Infiniti QX60 for $459 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
To you, they're more than just a pet. So protect them with Canine Advantix 2. Its broad-spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, too. Right now, save up to $10 on select Canine Advantix 2 flea and tick products at PetSmart.
What makes Lay's Kitchen different from the rest? We pride ourselves on bold, authentic flavors with the finest ingredients. Our vegetables are farm-grown and prepared with the passion they deserve. Tangy peppers unite with the sweetness of tomatoes and onions to create our exquisite mesquite barbecue flavor. The satisfying crunch and rich flavors of Lay's kettle-cooked chips. One taste and you're in love.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane.
Just total chaos.
If you think you've seen it all, look again.
Awesome is choosing from tons of exciting movies here.
Right, baby.
And enjoying classics here. Get unlimited access anywhere you want, anytime you want. Watch all your favorites commercial-free with StreamPix. Enjoy unlimited access to hit movies on your TV and mobile devices anytime, anywhere. Don't have StreamPix? Go to the Xfinity On Demand menu or call 1-800-XFINITY to upgrade for only $4.99 more a month. Start watching today.
If I were to define the word foodie, I would say it's someone who has great passion and love for food. Cooking is very social. Cooking is very joyful, and I think that needs to be shared with the people that you care most about. One of the biggest reasons that our QVC foodies connect with me is that I meet them where they live. I'm not a chef. I'm a home cook just like they are. And each and every show we're learning together and we're sharing our passion for wonderful food. And I think that's why our relationship is so strong. I'm David Venable, QVC's resident foodie.
Saying thank you. Wild tiger numbers are at an all-time low. Please help save them now.
Weather Geeks, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 92, chance of rain 50%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 76, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Time for your tropical update at just about 20 minutes past the hour.
Okay, time now to turn to our specialist, Carl Parker. And Carl, it's still fairly quiet in the Atlantic, but it's all action in the Pacific.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're watching a couple of waves coming off the coast of Africa, but they're not doing very much. The models don't bring very much out of them. And here's a look at the entire picture. This is the Atlantic and the Pacific. And then here, as you mentioned, that's where all the activity is. There is Julio, which is still going, a tropical storm. Then there's Tropical Storm Karina, and also an Invest area, which could very well become a tropical depression or tropical storm in the next few days. So Karina was once a hurricane, now down to a tropical storm, 70-mile-per-hour storm, moving now west at 12 miles per hour, and will continue along towards the west here, we think. Little bit of a weakening in the last 24 hours, and then we see a blow-up of thunderstorms near the center once again. What's happening here is that there's some stronger easterly wind that's coming in and shearing the system, so the forecast has been revised downward, now looking at a mid-grade tropical storm driving westward over the next couple of days. We are once again seeing some interaction potentially between that system and another one, and we'll talk more about that at 50 minutes after the hour. Back to you.
Well, this morning on Weather and Play, our next guest holds both the NBA and NCAA single-season records for three-pointers made in one season. Pretty impressive.
That's impressive, but so is this. He's coming off his first NBA All-Star game, and he'll be representing the U.S. this summer's... That's right, Basketball World Cup. We're talking, of course, about Stephen Curry. Thanks so much for waking up for us. And you know, coming out of high school, you were not a highly recruited guy. You did go to Davidson. That's a pretty big deal. You've accomplished so much in a very short time.
Yeah, it was. Like you said, small school, 1,800 students, and we almost made the Final Four, which is a crazy experience. And now playing in the NBA, going to my 6th year, this is a dream come true for sure.
Yeah, Stephen, I was going to ask you, how good are you in March Madness? What is your record in picking the winners?
Picking the winners, I'm never good. My wife beat me last year.
Did
she doesn't know much about college basketball. She's like the mascot picker, but I'm terrible at picking. When I was in the tournament, I was pretty good, but not picking the brackets.
That's so funny. All right, so you're gearing up to defend America's World Basketball title at the World Cup in Spain in a couple weeks. You fired up about that?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's the off season for the NBA, but it's an opportunity for us to kind of improve our games in a different atmosphere, playing against the best in the world. I was part of the team in 2010, which is a great experience, going to Istanbul, Turkey, and winning the gold medal there. So this year is in Spain, and got another good team, established to go over and try to defend. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I could talk to you all day long about sports, but I have to talk a little bit about weather. Can we discuss Crampgate for a little bit? LeBron James.
Crampgate, I like that.
Yeah, LeBron James had a little bit of an issue with some of the heat and some of the humidity and cramping. How do you stay prepared for that possibility?
Oh, you see, I got a good degree. Obviously, I got to make sure I'm smelling good on the court with the motion sense and keeping the sweat to a minimum.
Should I do a smell?
I'm pretty good this morning. I'm pretty good. There it is.
It's a family show.
It actually really does sound good.
See, I'm not just talking up here. I'm walking the walk.
You are walking the walk. Okay.
But it's tough. I mean, some situations are pretty tough. That game one, I think of the finals, it was like 90 degrees in the stadium. Usually it's a little cooler than that, but once you get moving and getting, a little hot, you got to deal with it. It's just the elements. Thankfully, we play an indoor game, so I like to play golf as well in the summer. So the humidity at the East Coast and all that, it's a little different. But on the court, you got to deal with it a little bit.
Okay, so your nickname is Steph. And just so happens that my nickname, I mean, it's amazing how that works out. So you're going to stick around, and I'm going to show you how it's done from the outside.
Sounds good. I saw you practicing earlier, but I'm ready to go.
All right, good. We'll warm it up, and then he's going to be our ref.
2 steps in one room. Folks, sit tight. We're going to have to see how this pans out. I'm frightened. You frightened?
You shouldn't be.
I'm scared. You should be. See you. Don't be scared of this. We've got a great forecast for you. Here's a look at the hottest family-friendly destinations before the kids head back to school. Top 3, Orlando, Los Angeles, and Seattle. You see Cancun, San Francisco, and also Honolulu. Oh, man, any of those places, guaranteed to have fun.
Travel Trends brought to you by Kayak. Compare hundreds of travel sites at once. Kayak. Search one and done.
So while the Qin dynasty united China, the Han...
Dr. Caro, what are you doing?
Trying to find the best hotel price for an upcoming conference. I have 3 lectures today, and this takes a while.
Well, why don't you use Kayak? It compares hundreds of hotel sites in seconds to find you the best deal.
Because although I'm an adjunct professor, it is not my job to know everything. The golden age!
Compare hundreds of travel sites at once. Kayak. Search one and done.
Come on. Sweeten any moment with soft, fruity, chewy Fruit Vines Bites from the Red Vines family. Introducing Fruit Vines Bites. Live on the sweet side with Fruit Vines.
She's still the one for you, and Cialis for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment is right. Cialis is also the only daily ED tablet approved to treat symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any allergic reactions like rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
The wonder of summer is that I never know what kind of adventure awaits. The days are longer and the breeze feels a little sweeter. And thanks to Volvo, I'll pay nothing for repairs or maintenance for 5 years. Nothing. They even cover my first month's payment. So I'll be happy wherever the summer takes me. The Wonder of Summer event. The 2015 Volvo S60 sedan with complimentary first month's payment, starting at $319 a month.
Today we're getting record snowfall.
Radars indicate there's been flooding throughout the area.
We're getting hail the size of golf balls.
Maglite. Turn your light on, America.
Can this decadent fruit-top pastry with indulgent streusel crumble be from Fiber One? New Fiber One streusel.
In the nation, the safest feature in your car is you. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off for every year of safe driving, which for you shouldn't be a problem. Just another way we put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane.
Just total chaos.
If you think you've seen it all, look again.
You've got to be kidding me.
A new original series, Hurricane 360, premiering Monday at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 92, chance of rain 50%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 76, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Geeks, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
This morning on Wake Up with Al, still cleaning up from the storms earlier this week, and more rain is on the way for the Northeast. Will there be any sun ahead for your weekend? We have the timing.
That's right, and the thunder and the lightning roll. Huge storms over the state of Florida. They happened yesterday, and now we could see more into the weekend. We're going to break down how long the thunderstorm threat is going to stick around.
Plus, a mission to save our seas. Legendary oceanographer Sylvia Earle joins us in studio with what you can do to help our dying oceans. It's all right here, right now on Wake Up with Al.
Live from New York and the heart of Rockefeller Center, it's Wake Up with Al with Al Roker and Stephanie Abrams.
Good morning on this Friday, August 15th, 2014. Welcome into Wake Up with Al. Al is off. Reynolds is joining me. And really, the oceans are our last frontier.
Absolutely.
We've basically traversed every inch of land, but it's under the sea where we haven't been.
Absolutely. You know, some people get on elections, they say, so goes Ohio, goes the country. Some people say, so goes the ocean, goes the planet. So it's all connected. We're going to talk about that connection coming up. We're live in New York City, by the way. We've got three big stories we want to talk to you about. One, the next chance for rainfall. Number two, the stormy weekend that's on tap. And the South is going to be warming up, high humidity. And let me tell you, also, you can't rule out a chance of a few thunder boomers here and there. High heat, too. Oof, what a bad combination. Let's go ahead and go right to it, starting off with a chance of rain. Notice it's not going to be an instant effect. You're going to have to wait till Sunday for more of the showers to begin to pop up. And we're going to see them from Gloucester to Burlington, Rochester, Punxsutawney. Yeah, Phil's going to be dealing with the thunder boomers. Then into the weekend, we could see the showers and storms pop up on Saturday for the mid-Mississippi Valley into the Great Lakes. Detroit, possibly some heavy rainfall again. I know it's the last thing you need, but that is what's going to be on deck. And then we rounded out with the warm conditions across the Southeast. High humidity, as Stephanie mentioned earlier in the show. It's going to be roasting for you in many spots. spots. Folks, got to be careful out there. Steph?
Okay, let's now talk about a mobile command center that is setting up to help homeowners, I should say, and businesses as they deal with the aftermath of Wednesday's record rainfall in New York. Now, it's estimated that homeowners could end up paying thousands of dollars to pump out water and repair damaged walls and also floors. And it's an equally daunting task for car owners. They will have to decide whether they can salvage their vehicles or they need to junk them and start over. Let's have a look at our next chance of rain. By the way, earlier we were talking about how to tell if a car has been flooded and if you should buy it. Go to our Facebook page and also weather.com/WUWA in order to see how that's done. Look at our temperatures, still on the cool side in the 50s and the 60s, even the 40s. Saranac Lake there, 49 degrees for you. A cool start, a few clouds and showers, nothing that's too terrible here. We have a big low pressure that's still spinning around, and that's giving us some lake effect rain. So here's our low pressure. This shows us what's happening in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, and the pink and white indicates dry. The red indicates, the pink and white indicates wet. The red indicates dry, and that's that center of the low that's kicking off some of those showers. This is our model forecast, hour by hour through the day, where we're going to see the rain, where we're going to see the sunshine. We will see just a little bit of rain, kind of pinwheel, spinning around. Remember that show when we were kids? Yeah. You remember that one, right? Don't you?
Sort of.
Picture pages, it's all in the same era. So as we head through the day tomorrow, a few lingering raindrops. That continues as we head into our Sunday. And there's two systems in the west that are going to be making their way east, and that's what's going to give us some more showers as we kick off our next work week. What were you guys all laughing about?
Picture pages. Yeah, I still work on those. Hey, folks, by the way, we got to work on this. Let's take you to the Gateway City where it's currently 69 degrees. The arch looks fantastic. This shot taken over actually in east. This is actually from Illinois, looking across the river towards Missouri. It is a great morning with 69 degrees. Could have some storms there this weekend. Could get loud at times. We're going to show you why coming up. First, we're taking a look at this L, or rather what it represents, an area of low pressure. We're going to turn the key. We're going to pop the clutch, hit the gas, and watch this thing drive its way to the east. It's going to work with that moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. You've got the double branches of the jet stream. All of this giving you a pretty unstable atmosphere. The result is going to be more widespread shower activity for the plains, southern plains, central plains, northern plains. Yeah, and notice it's going to move into the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes into the weekend. Chance of severe storms is going to be possibly from parts of the Dakotas, clear down into Nebraska through the Corn Belt. Spotty hail could occur. We might even see a few tornadoes. You can never rule that out. Certainly can't rule that out for tomorrow across portions of, well, you've got the I-70 corridor from Springfield to St. Louis, even Chicago, Detroit. More rain possibly on tap for you. As we wrap it up Sunday, we have the bullseye of severe storms, Stephanie, and that's going to be mainly into the Ohio Valley. So it looks like it could be a loud weekend for millions of people.
That it does. Call it the power of pedal, a bike that purifies water.
It's pretty cool. Portland, Oregon company hopes the cycling solution will help the 600 million people worldwide who don't have clean water.
I'm here in southwest Portland on what might look like an ordinary bike, but come in closer and you'll see that my pedal power is being used to purify drinking water.
It's a proven technology. We know that that part of it works. So you pedal the bicycle, which powers a battery, and that battery powers an ultraviolet UV bulb. That bulb is what cleans the water.
Safi Waterworks is a Portland startup offering this cycling solution to help the 600 million people in the world who don't have clean drinking water.
What we hope is to actually impact the number of people who are dying every year from water-related illness and disease. It's about 3.5 million people that die every year.
The business plan would make the bikes available in urban areas of the world where people go to community watering centers every day and then have to boil the water.
Typically, people gather their water in the morning, they boil in the morning for use that evening, they boil in the evening for use the next morning.
With just a few minutes of pedaling, a family could have the 20 liters of drinking water needed for the day.
I'm doing it in heels, and we've had people do it barefoot, and as a cyclist, I would say, no, it's pretty easy.
Amy has invested more than a year in the project and is now fundraising with hopes of quenching a worldwide thirst for a solution.
Solutions need to be simple if you're going to actually impact change, and that's what we're trying to do.
The short-term goal for Safi Waterworks is to raise $25,000. That would allow them to take the bike to an urban area of East Africa and really put this pedal power to the test. Kathy Marshall, KGW News.
All right, Kathy Marshall.
I'm going to take it one spin higher.
Okay.
And the bikes, I think they should actually work, so then people can actually like get to places that are long distances while they're purifying the water.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
All right.
Preach on. Love it. All right, folks, time now for a look at the top news headlines. Who do we turn to?
Our girl, Dara Brown, who's back in the house with MSNBC. Hey, Dara.
Good morning to you both. Good morning, everyone. Here's a look at what's making news at this hour. A feisty brawl in Ukraine. The leader of its populist party became a punching bag. The fists flew over claims that he doesn't care about soldiers fighting in the east. The fight was pretty tame, though. Parliament brawling there usually includes chair tossing. And Ford wants some vehicles back. It is recalling more than 83,000 cars and SUVs. The reason, a faulty part. It can cause them to lose power or roll away while parked. The recall list includes the Ford Edge, Taurus, and Lincoln MKX, MKT, and MKS. Geez, that's a tough one. From 2012 to 2014. And baseball has a new boss. It's Rob Manfred. He'll take over for Bud Selig in January. Manfred, a labor lawyer, has worked for the majors since 1998. On his to-do list, dealing with declining interest and the longer games.
I'm telling you, Darren Ravel always has people Twitter what the stadiums look like, and they're always empty. Is it because of the high ticket prices? Is it the food? What is it?
It's a combo in the late games. You know, it's...
Yeah,
we got to change it up a little bit.
So, hey, we're going to change it up. Send it over to Jen Carfagno in Atlanta for a look at the day ahead. Jen?
And you guys know, the Atlanta Braves building a new stadium just in our backyard here at the Weather Channel, and it will have less capacity, I think, for the reasons you guys were just talking about. Now, weather today across the Southern Plains, we're going to be looking for a pretty nice morning. I say overall humidity is still down, but through the day today, you're going to see the heat returning, upper 90s in Dallas. Back to you.
Weighing in at 5 pounds each, we have the U.S. Open trophy. Serena Williams held above her head last year, and Nadal as well.
That's right. The U.S. Open starts later this month on Monday, August 25th, and we'll see whether Serena and Rafa will hold these silver beauties once again. We're going to have a forecast coming up in just a few moments.
Yeah, that's coming up. Hopefully some of the tennis players will visit us, too, when it kicks off August 25th. I probably shouldn't do this. I'm going to get yelled at.
That's a good look for you.
All right, coming up next, the rise of temperatures.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 92, chance of rain 50%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 76, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin migraine works.
The makers of Excedrin migraine, #1 neurologist recommended.
So, Duke, what do you think of our new Bush's Baked Beans video game?
I think I'm getting the hang of it.
Okay, now pick up the specially cured bacon, hit it with the brown sugar. Now, roll that beautiful bean footage. Yes! Bush's Baked Beans are slow cooked according to our secret family recipe for big flavor. High score! You get to put your name on the Wall of Fame. Whoa, game over.
Aw, you're no fun.
Enjoy Bush's Baked Beans, still made from our secret family recipe.
Enjoy Bush's Baked Beans, still made from our secret family recipe.
You are the greatest debunker of fake spiritualists in the world.
I'm getting a mental impression.
She's quite likable, even if she is a fraud.
I never dreamed you could look this beautiful.
That's more like it.
Magic in the Moonlight, rated PG-13. Now playing only in theaters.
Are you sure we should take this billboard down?
People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through.
Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's two guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's two dudes on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Breaking news from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Seeing two men that have climbed the Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Phil, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose.
All right, let's go.
Talk to a State Farm agent about car loans that can save you hundreds. That's borrowing better.
Fiber One now makes cookies. Find them in the cookie aisle.
The deck on the left is weathered. The deck on the right is worn. Both could use a new finish. But which way do you look? We created a Restore designed to refresh and a Restore designed to repair, so you could get a durable finish that restores a whole lot more. Restore fun. Restore friends. Restore your outdoor oasis. Now there's a perfect Restore solution for any deck, from coast to coast and every place in between, no matter what condition it's in. The revolutionary Restore 4X to refresh and 10X to repair, exclusively from Rust-Oleum.
What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that I'm 16 and just got my first car feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limits. So every time you use it, you're not just shopping for goods. You're shopping for something great. Learn more at buypowercard.com.
How about over there?
What does it mean to have an unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz? What does it mean to drive as far as you want for up to 3 years and be covered? It means your odometer is there to record the memories. During the Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales event, now through September 2nd, you'll get complimentary prepaid maintenance and may qualify for a 2-month payment credit. Only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Hey neighbor, want to save money while doing some good? This Saturday only, stop by your neighborhood Ace and donate $5 to Children's Miracle Network hospitals. You'll get a 5-gallon bucket and save 20% on almost anything you can fit inside.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Good morning, New Orleans. We are looking at a picture-perfect August day, and it's finally cleared out here. We saw a few people, stragglers, last hour here on Atara-Cam in New Orleans.
That's right. We're expecting highs today to be in the 90s, mostly clear skies and calm breeze, but it's going to be roasting this weekend, Stephanie. You've been saying all morning long, high humidity, too, can be expected, so very steamy for you across the Southland.
And let's talk about the heat, because places like Atlanta, 95 is the hottest we've been. Our average is 88, so we're on target today, but we are going to have a weather streak. We're going streaking in the 90s starting tomorrow, and it's not only Atlanta, but basically the entire Southeast. Charlotte, you're escaping that heat, but 88, 91, I don't know, still all the same.
Yeah, and it keeps going all the way into Sunday from, let's see, Nashville south to Montgomery, Savannah, Jackson, Memphis, even into Charlotte. Warm times across much of the Southland. All right, folks, switching gears a bit. Pollution and overfishing are some of the challenges facing the oceans, highlighted in a new documentary, the documentary called Mission Blue. It airs on Netflix.
Oceanographer Dr. Sylvia Earle is on the mission to protect the oceans, and she's joining us this morning. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. It's really an honor to have you here. When did you first get interested in the ocean? What, 3/4 of the earth, right, covered by water?
As a kid in New Jersey, I got knocked over by a wave when I was about 3 years old. But my parents moved to Florida when I was 12, and my backyard was the Gulf of Mexico. I was hooked.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a very young lady. But in the short time you've been in here with us, what changes have you seen in the ocean? What bad things have happened that we need to be aware about?
Well, since I began diving in the 1950s, more has changed in the ocean in a negative sort of way than during all preceding history. We've lost about half the coral reefs around the world.
Wow.
90% of many of the fish that we love to take out of the ocean to eat are gone, including the sharks, and swordfish, tunas, cod.
90%?
90. When I was chief scientist of NOAA in the 1990s, I heard the statistic about bluefin tuna in the North Atlantic, 90% gone. And I said, what are we trying to do, exterminate them? Because we're doing a great job. We only have 10% left to go. Well, we still have a very small fraction of what was there. And if we keep going in that direction, you can see the consequences.
Yeah, what are those consequences? How is this going to affect us on land?
Well, it isn't just about having things you like to eat, because that doesn't look very promising going forward in the 21st century at the present rate. But, you know, the ocean drives the weather, climate, shapes the chemistry of the planet. No ocean, no life. All life requires water, and 97% of Earth's water is ocean. It's the great thermoregulator. Look at all the other places out there in the universe. Now we can do this. When I was a child, we could not see ourselves as this amazing blue speck in the universe that is governed, made life is possible because we've got an ocean. We've taken it for granted until right about now.
What is something quickly that we can do to help the oceans, to help this cause?
Well, we should, first of all, be aware that it matters, that the ocean, with every breath you take, the ocean touches you. Every drop of water, the ocean touches you wherever you live. But we need to protect large areas of the sea, as we have on the land. National parks have worked for us very well. We need more of that. The natural systems that deliver the things that we've always taken for granted. And the ocean, no different. We're beginning to see policies now to protect big chunks of the ocean, not just for the fish, but back to us as well.
Sylvia Earle, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much. It's really an honor.
It truly is.
Thank you for your work.
Let's send it back to Atlanta with Jen. She's got to look at what to expect.
Jen says water makes you happy.
Water does make you happy. I definitely believe that. There's a great book, Blue Mind, that talks more about that. And Sylvia Earle, so cool of you guys to have her on the show. She's definitely a pioneer when it comes to oceanography and scuba diving. Now, let's look at what's going on weather-wise. Storms firing today right across the midsection of the country. This is the next system that will track right through the weekend, eventually all the way to the eastern seaboard. Guys.
All right, Toyota Concert Series is coming up on the Plaza today. The weather's going to be beautiful for neon trees. Up next, Stephen Curry and basketball.
This program was brought to you by Toyota. Watch the Today Show to catch the Toyota Concert Series.
Hi. We need this to tell my science project.
I do it all, Tundra. Good timing. Our annual clearance event only happens once a year.
We built a shuttle.
A shuttle?
Yeah, carbon fiber wings. It works. Better get an A.
You mean he better get an A?
That's what I said. Agree to disagree.
During Toyota's annual clearance event, get 0% APR financing on a 2014 Tundra. Offer ends September 2nd. For great deals on other Toyotas, visit Toyota.com.
It's going to be great for my shuttle.
My shuttle.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
make fire,
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Every Sunday night on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready?
Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 90. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Geico's been helping people save money for over 75 years. They've really stood the test of time, much like these majestic Rocky Mountains, which must be named after the Rocky...
That would be Rocky the Flying Squirrel, Mr. Gecko, sir. Obviously.
Come on, Bullwinkle. They're named after...
First President George Rockington.
That doesn't even make any sense, Mr. Winkle.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Ellen? What?
I just got an email about a sale on flights to Paris, but it's about to end.
Oh.
I can't find a notepad with passwords on it.
Maybe the den.
My bedside table?
I'll try.
Never mind. Sale's over.
Meet Dashlane, the solution to your password problems. Access your passwords everywhere and automatically log into every site, all with ironclad security. Trusted by millions. Go to Dashlane.com and get it for free today.
Word is getting out. Purina Dog Chow Light and Healthy is a deliciously tender and crunchy kibble blend with 20% fewer calories than Purina Dog Chow. Isn't it time you discovered the lighter side of dog chow? Purina Dog Chow Light and Healthy.
Alpacker Lincoln invites you to our Summer Invitation event. Enjoy Summer Invitation savings on Lincoln's best-selling models, like a 2014 Lincoln MKX, just $399 a month, or a 2014 Lincoln Navigator, just $599 a month. The Summer Invitation event is going on now at Alpacker Lincoln on Military Trail, home of bottom line windshield pricing. And remember,
before you buy, Price Packer.
I didn't hear you pull up.
Electric car. Sneaky.
Introducing the first ever all-electric BMW i3.
Now at Bremen BMW, the new BMW i3 is only $399 a month with free charging stations at our Jupiter and West Palm Beach locations.
800-996-0446. Exos Pro is not sold in stores, so call 1-800-996-0446 today.
Sunday night, the Weather Channel asks, so you think you'd survive a volcano eruption? So you think you'd survive. Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Okay, folks, earlier this morning, our own Steph Abrams challenged the NBA and NCAA three-point shooting record holder, Steph Curry, of the Golden State Warriors, to a mini basketball shooting contest. We're calling it Steph versus Steph, and we've got a 24-second clock right here, okay? And we're going to see who can make the most baskets, an NBA All-Star or our meteorologist, Stephanie. Yeah. So we've got some official counters. We're going to go ahead and we're going to see how you guys match up. Are you guys ready for this?
We've got deodorant on the line. This is what it's all for.
Right here.
Do you guys need to stand in any particular place? Do you feel comfortable where you are?
I'm ready.
Is that your hot spot right there?
Okay, guys. So here we go. It's going to be, again, 24 seconds. Ready, set, go.
Oh, this is going down.
Here we go. Unbelievable. The pressure's mounting. It is a catastrophic pill for some, and it is a wonderful, wonderful exercise.
You got
skill for the other. Unbelievable. Legendary. We've got 10 seconds left.
Steph, I'm sorry.
Here we go. 20, 21. Okay, 2 more seconds. And done. Okay, now honestly, the competition was so close that we had to check the replay. And after a review of our videotape, our own Stephanie Abrams defeated the NBA single-season three-point champion Stephen Curry 7 baskets to 6. Yeah. Talking about. So let's throw it over to our own severe weather expert, Carl Parker, with the tropical update. Pretty impressive, isn't it, Carl?
Very impressive. And, you know, I'm a basketball player, and I know that it's hard to shoot on those little baskets. My son had one for many years, and it's not an easy thing, even if you know what you're doing.
There you go.
All right, so let's take a look at what's going on here across the Atlantic. And I want to look back, actually, over the entire hurricane history going back to 1851. So that's every hurricane that we know about, and each of those little red lines is a track. And the broad strokes here are that you've got an easterly flow that takes these things up, and then we begin to see the westerly winds across the U.S. affecting them and turning them up and sometimes out to sea. Now, what's interesting is that of all these hurricanes, and there have been 875, 286 made landfall. So that's a 1 in 3 chance that if there is a hurricane that develops in the Atlantic basin, that it is going to make landfall rainfall in the U.S. But it's not going to happen anytime soon because it is very quiet right now. We've got a couple of tropical waves coming off the coast of Africa, but neither of them are very robust right now. Very well-developed circulations, but that's about it. Now, here are three systems in the Pacific, and one that we're watching is Tropical Storm Karina. Was once a hurricane, now a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm, and it may remain a tropical storm as it moves off towards the west over the next several days here. There is also now an invest area, which is south and east of Hawaii, and it is now being given a 50% chance of developing, so that's down a good bit as compared to yesterday. And the GFS model still showing this very interesting situation where here is Karina, there is the invest area, which may turn into a depression or a storm, and it's showing it getting wrapped into the circulation of Karina. We call that Fujiwara, where one wraps around the other, and I'll go back a little bit and you can see how that interaction occurs right in there. Now, other models are not showing this, but the GFS model has been pretty consistently showing that, so we shall see in the coming days if it actually does happen. Reynolds, back to you.
Okay, Carl, thanks so much. Now let's take a look at your weekend outlook, and for some of you it's going to be picture perfect, other places not so much. This is one of the not so much places. Omaha, Nebraska, Des Moines, and Kansas City, even St. Louis and Branson, Missouri, chance of thunderstorms. They may continue into your Sunday. Also, might see some in, let's see, Omaha to Chicago, St. Louis, and you can't rule out of seeing some across Michigan. In Detroit, you've had plenty of rainfall. You may add to those rainfall totals when you get into Saturday. What a crazy month it's been for the upper Midwest and into the Great Lakes. For Sunday, still seeing some scattered showers possible, Stephanie, when we get into Detroit and into the Ohio Valley. Then we see the showers on Saturday beginning to get a bit closer. Sunday shows the raindrops moving into parts of New England. In fact, virtually all of the Northeast, Burlington, Boston, Buffalo, Pittsburgh in on the action, even New York, thunderstorms, and boom, it's good. It's good. And we might see possibly some thunderstorms from Charleston clear down to maybe even Tampa and Miami before the weekend is out, Stephanie.
Hey, thanks for being with us this week, and a special thanks to Dr. Sylvia Earle and Stephen Curry for stopping by. We had a lot of fun this week, and a lot of not so much fun with all that heavy rain. We hope that your weekend is filled with the good stuff.
That's right. So plain and simple, that's going to do it for us all here at Wake Up with Al.
We're going to see you back here at 10 a.m. for more weather updates. Then on Monday, we'll be back with more weather, and Al returns to the show next week. The band is getting back together.
It's crazy, guys. We're going on tour.
What do you say?
Love to everyone, guys. Make the most of your weekend. Be safe out there. Love to everyone.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 90. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It is Friday, August 15th. Good morning and welcome to AMHQ, where we forecast everything about your day. I'm Chris Warren in for Sam Champion this morning.
Are we sure it's morning?
Probably. It's still dark outside, so not 100% sure.
True. It's been a rough week, though.
It certainly has, and after a rough week, the Northeast finally enjoying a couple of nice days going right into the weekend. That's going to help with this, help with the cleanup efforts after some massive historic flooding. However, change is on the way, and the wet weather will return. We'll show you exactly where and when.
And folks in the Midwest waking up to a pleasant Friday, but watch out, the weekend won't be so nice. I'm tracking the chance of incoming severe weather.
Also, it's a different tone in Ferguson, Missouri after pulling police officers off duty. We'll tell you who's criticizing that move this morning.
And if you're a fan, you already know that NASCAR racing is hot. Really hot, like sweaty hot. Our Reagan Medji puts on a suit and takes to the track to find out whether she can stand the heat and the speed.
let's get right to it. Let's check out the light show in Florida. How about this? Check out all of that lightning right here. Non-stop lightning in Sanford. This is about 22 miles north of Orlando. The city got about 4,000 strikes, lightning strikes, as the storm hovered overhead for about an hour. An amazing display here. Also, along with this, all this lightning, about 3 inches of rain. More thunderstorms in the forecast for this afternoon.
And we had flooding too in northern Colorado, flash flooding. And it was heavy rain that caused this in Longmont, which is about 30 miles north of Denver. The storm dropped about an inch of rain in just 1 hour. Roads and parking lots were flooded. A local park turned into a lake. And they had winds gusting to 47 miles per hour.
And right now, let's go ahead and start in Boston. Your morning in the mid 60s, and right now 65 degrees. A nice looking scene right now in Boston. You're going to enjoy at least a nice start to the weekend. Going to see plenty of sunshine, and then eventually we're going to see things change. There is a nice little sunset from last night. This right here from Ocean City, Maryland, the Mid-Atlantic, seeing some pretty nice weather. We are going to be dealing with some showers and some storms possible by the second half of the weekend. But all of that wet weather that was earlier in the week is now out of here. Enjoying some dry air dropping down from the north. And as we look at the picture here, here's the cold front. The cold front separates the cooler air from the warmer air. Also, it can often separate the drier air from the moist air. And we're going to take a look right now. And the dew points, look at the difference here. 57 in Richmond and 47 in Washington, D.C. This shows you just where that dew point is right now, where that cold front is and where the dew points are looking pretty good. This is a look at the temperatures to start the morning. The blues here, the cooler temperatures, even some 40s right now on the map, 48 in State College there in central PA. And looking through time into the afternoon, a lot more yellow, a lot more orange on the map. And that shows us the temperatures are going to be warming up into the 70s, lower to mid 70s. Now looking at your forecast for tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine in New York, Boston, also looking pretty good. This is for the first half of the weekend. Looking good to start things off here in the Northeast. However, this is now the Sunday forecast. A lot of green on the map. That means there's a chance for some showers. You see the lightning bolts here. That means there's a chance for some thunderstorms throughout the Northeast. For New York City, sunshine, sunshine. This is Saturday. And then on Sunday, that's when there's going to be a chance for some storms. So it looks like, Carl, at least the first half of the weekend looking pretty good. How about the Midwest after some dry days? Looks like storms back in the scene.
Yeah, it's going to get a little noisy, we think, over the next couple of days across the Midwest. And we want to take you into the Front Range and show you a storm that occurred yesterday, producing a lot of very heavy rain. That's Longmont, Colorado, just outside Denver. Street flooding, a real problem there. In places such as Colorado Springs, 1.5 inches of rain caused flash flooding and very difficult driving conditions. Now, the worst of the weather, we think, today is going to be across the middle of the country, the very area that was sort of the bullseye for severe weather through a lot of the spring. Eastern parts of Nebraska, including Norfolk and Omaha and Kearney. And what's happening here is there's a big upper low in the northwest, and little pieces of upper level energy are spitting out from that and dropping down through the Midwest. So we've got a few different areas of storms this morning, one coming up through northern Kansas. There's an area of storms in a pretty good light show now dropping down into 29 near Sioux Falls. Also a flash flood warning west of Watertown. That's going to be a risk today. And then more storms coming down into northwest Iowa and eventually on the way into Des Moines. So here's the model forecast showing how we get a convective system developing here, a little swirl in the atmosphere right in there that's dropping down through perhaps Kansas City later tonight and early tomorrow morning. Could be some hail and wind along with that. And then tomorrow we're going to watch that severe threat shift over into the lakes to include Chicago, back down through the Quad Cities, Peoria, right across I-70, St. Louis and Kansas City. And then it drops even farther to the south and east into the Ohio Valley on Sunday, Indianapolis and Paducah, also into St. Louis there. And then we expect to see some severe weather developing down towards the Tennessee Valley as well. There is a look at Chicago's forecast for the weekend. Hit or miss storms on Saturday. That continues into Sunday. Gets a lot cooler too. Look at that. 73 93 degrees for the high on Sunday. A summer without a summer there in Chicago. Jen, opposite story for the Southeast.
Yeah, don't talk too quickly about that summer without a summer because the heat is returning to the south. We'll look at that. Plus, we're going to take you into South Florida where we've got half a dozen families back home this morning after this. A brush fire forced them to evacuate. It happened in Estero, which is just north of Fort Myers. Now, thankfully, the 15-acre blaze didn't damage any homes, but certainly made the sky and the air very smoky. Tough for folks who are breathing out in the area with any respiratory problems. Now, today, we've got rain. And, you know, I know in Florida this time of year, you think, how can we have a brush fire with all the rain we get, right? But if it happens in between the storms, well, certainly we got the heat. Now, let's go into Oxford, Mississippi. 62 degrees right now in Oxford, Mississippi. What a nice start to your morning. Could this last? You're asking? Well, let's take a look. We're going to take you out here to the forecast over the southeast where temperatures are warming up. And Oxford, home of Ole Miss, you are not going to start school here till I believe the 24th. So we've got another week or so, but we are going to be looking for some nice weather today. Enjoy it. Maybe you're in town a little early looking to check out where you're going to live this year. We've got sunshine and temperatures pretty comfortable. Humidity is down. And so for one more day, we're going to get to enjoy that through the southeast. Right now, we're in the low 60s in Nashville, mid 60s in Atlanta, still in the 50s in Bristol. Again, the dew points are relatively on the lower side. We're up a tick since yesterday, but overall, it's not humid out there this morning. Dew points down all the way through Mississippi, Alabama to the Gulf Coast, even New Orleans. It's not that bad out there this morning. Now, today, temperature-wise, warming up more than yesterday. Upper 80s in Nashville, Charlotte, Atlanta, low 90s from Memphis to Montgomery, Savannah, you too. Humidity comes back tomorrow, and actually the heat does too. So tomorrow, not as comfortable by far compared to today. We've got Nashville up to the 90s, Montgomery mid-90s, and everyone's going to feel the Gulf moisture starting to return to the area. Sunday, it really comes back, and Sunday is an indoor movie kind of day simply because of the heat and humidity coming back to the area. Mid-90s in Montgomery. Look at your forecast. So today, 92 degrees, and really not bad. But by the time we get through the weekend, we are 96, and it is sticky, and it's humid, and it's going to feel like 100 plus. And then on Monday, finally, we're going to see some thunderstorms returning to the area after a pretty dry stretch here in Montgomery. All right, that's a look at your southeast forecast. Anna Rittis, over to you.
Thank you so much, Jen. Here's a look at some of the other stories we're working on for you. Coming up this hour on AMHQ, take a look at this video. It's of a water spout off the coast of Florida. We've seen a lot of rain there in the last few hours. So will the conditions be right for this kind of thing again today? In sports, a major change in Major League Baseball. Reese Waters with a new man at the top. And also more than 1 million people on the move with no home. The growing humanitarian crisis in Iraq. That's ahead in your headlines right after your local on the 8th.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 90, chance of rain 50%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 76, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Local forecast. Good Friday morning. It's 9 minutes past the hour. I'm Anna Rittis Rodriguez with your headlines. A fifth night of protest in Ferguson, Missouri, with a much different tone this time. Missouri's governor replaced the local police with state police, a move being criticized this morning by the St. Louis County prosecuting attorney because of its militarization. He says it will inflame the potential for violence. The protest followed last weekend's police shooting of an unarmed black teenager. The name of the officer involved is expected to be released later today. In New York City and in other cities across the country, including Miami, thousands of people spilled out onto the streets to protest the police-involved shooting in Ferguson. Police allowed the protest in Times Square, but could be seen trying to contain the growing crowd. Of course, this happening last night. No reports of any arrest. Overseas, the United Nations now calling a refugee crisis in Iraq a level 3 emergency, and that will allow more assistance to the people fleeing Islamic militants. The UN estimates the violence has displaced more than 1.5 million people, and this is video showing one of the many makeshift shelters being used to house refugees. A Utah woman stateside is in critical condition this morning after drinking some not-so-sweet tea. It happened near Salt Lake City. A worker at a barbecue chain used powdered lye, which is a cleaning agent, instead of sugar when making the tea. The 67-year-old woman was the only person to take a sip, and she immediately told her husband something was wrong. The situation is under investigation, although it is believed to be an accident. Those are your headlines for this half hour. Jen?
Yikes, that's a scary story. Anna Rittis, thank you. Now we go into the weather in Florida, where it's been raining a lot, right? It's summertime, but you're probably sick of it by now. Unfortunately, we've got another day of showers and storms. This was Jupiter, Florida, just north of West Palm Beach. Thunderstorms rolled in. They dropped about 1/4 inch of rain. And today, a lot of the same. Temperatures upper 80s here today with thunderstorms. Let's show you how they're going to develop, how they're going to move through the Florida Peninsula today. And we'll start in the Florida Keys, where I saw this picture come out yesterday from the Weather Service in Key West, and I saw it on my screen, and I saw this, and I thought it was a scratch on my screen, and I kept trying to clean it. You know what? That's a water spout. This was a water spout observed yesterday here in the Florida Keys, about 6:44 last night near the 7 Mile Bridge. So could we see more of this again today? Yes, it's quite possible. More storms again. And you know, in Florida, we get our thunderstorms a couple of ways in the summertime. Sometimes we get these persistent east winds, which helps with that, plus the sea breeze front will help drive moisture in, and we'll get storms that set up on the east coast of Florida. But we have the opposite thing going on right now. Is what we have going on is an old stationary front that's stuck right across the northern part of the state, and that's going to keep these persistent westerly winds bringing in the moisture and bringing in thunderstorms. And we'll see that starting earlier in the day, mid-morning, late morning on the west coast, and then they track in over into the east coast here of Florida. So you'll see that happen throughout the day today. It's starting already. Tampa, St. Pete, we got some showers in the area this morning. A couple of them already tracking over into the middle of the state, getting closer to Orlando and the theme parks this morning. And here's how it's going to play out throughout the day today. We'll put this forecast into motion, and we'll show you storms moving in from the Gulf of Mexico, spreading out over about lunchtime near the Tampa area again, Naples, Fort Myers, you'll see some showers and storms, and by afternoon spreading all the way over to the east coast of Florida from Vero Beach and Melbourne all the way down through the Miami area. Overnight we'll get a break, as we often do, but then we'll do it all over again tomorrow. So Daytona Beach, for us, storms today, especially into the afternoon. Again, being on the east coast, it's going to be more of an afternoon, early evening type of thing. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we're going to keep this pattern going here, and temperatures upper 80s, very, very humid, very sultry across Florida. Chris.
Jen, several cities across the U.S. still cleaning up today after intense rain flooded homes and roads. In Detroit, garbage piled high in front of yards. You can see it right here. Homeowners purging their homes of furniture and other items damaged by the historic flooding. The increase in garbage setting crews back about half day behind schedule. In one neighborhood, crews reported collecting loads more than twice their normal size. And with furniture in there, you can imagine that's a lot of trash. And in New York, a mobile command center has been set up in the town of Islip to help homeowners and businesses clean up from that record rainfall. Many people still drying out their cars. Others, their cars just done, completely dead, suffering too much damage from the high flood waters.
I would say they were waist deep in water.
3 cars.
3 cars. 3 cars. Right now, I'm actually waiting for a coworker to come pick me up for work because I have no way to get to work.
The town deployed workers with an expertise in insurance claims to help those with property damage, and there certainly was and still is a lot of damage there in the Northeast.
I mean, we saw this scene play out in Detroit, Baltimore, New York, Providence, Portland. I mean, the list goes on.
And what we heard over and over again was, I lived here all my life and I've never seen flooding like this before.
Yeah. Well, the Weather Service yesterday had a chance to analyze the event, and like for Baltimore, for example, they found it was between a 500 and 1,000-year flood.
Yeah.
So they likely haven't seen anything like this.
And that's almost something impossible to predict. That much rain for so many cities with a system like this.
Yeah,
right,
so
localized.
Yep.
But 3 or 4 cities to all get it was pretty amazing.
Right.
And Carl, you talked about it yesterday, just the extra moisture in our atmosphere.
We know there's
available.
more water vapor in the atmosphere, so we're going to have more of this kind of thing.
All right. All right. Well, coming up, we've got the 3 things that you need to know today as you get ready this morning. We have tracked every single hurricane known to have formed in the Atlantic Basin. Can you guess how many have made landfall in the U.S.? The actual percentage will surprise you.
In the nation, the safest feature in your car is you. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off for every year of safe driving, which for you shouldn't be a problem. Just another way we put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Let's make an entrance. Let's go against the grain. This way, that way, even up that way. Let's review this, workshop that. Let's save, and then let's get down to it. Let's make your home feel like this, and make you feel like this. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Marazzi Montagna wood look tile flooring is now just $239 a square foot.
Hey neighbor, want to save money while doing some good? This Saturday only, stop by your neighborhood Ace and donate $5 to Children's Miracle Network hospitals. You'll get a 5-gallon bucket and save 20% on almost anything you can fit inside.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I'll take a Moons over my hammy.
Well, for a limited time, we have a new Baja Moons over my hammy with avocado and sun-dried tomato mayo. It's just like
From the very minute you have this idea that you want to be in business, you need to have that card.
Presentation is everything because they're not only first impression of you, but now you're handing them this product that really is kind of going to define your business in their mind pretty quickly.
You want a very thick card that feels nice in your client's hand.
I think it's nice to have a choice because sometimes you want a glossy card, but for other projects, I don't necessarily want all that.
Your business card is a reflection of you. It should say exactly what you want. With a range of designs, stock, and finish options at Vistaprint, it will. Get 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. Enter promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com. And for mobile offers, text TV to 70702.
That business card, when I make a connection with someone, has to be phenomenal. It has to be elegant and invoke all the things that Diamond stands for.
Just that professionalism is going to make you, as a business owner, more successful just right off the bat.
Vistaprint.com.
Supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP. Don't wait. Call now. Home improvement improved with the Home Depot Project of the Week. We take you step by step through great seasonal tips and easy to do projects for your home and garden every Saturday morning on Weather Center Live. And for more information and inspiration for your next how-to project, go to weather.com/Home Depot.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 90. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
To you in Louisville, Kentucky. We've got the opening weekend of the Kentucky State Fair. Now today, it's the largest pumpkin contest, and to even be eligible to participate, your pumpkin has to weigh in at least 1,000 pounds. I didn't even think pumpkins were grown yet. I thought they sort of came out in October. Anyway, Louisville today, you've got 87. The weather's been so nice last couple of days. Or tomorrow, 87. Humidity comes back tomorrow, and Sunday, we're going to see thunderstorms coming back. Temperatures in the upper 80s as well. Anna Rittis?
Thank you so much, Jen. Somehow, during those state fairs, I always find myself near the cheese fry truck, so I possibly would have missed that, so thank you. The team here on AMHQ is dedicated to getting you ready for your day beyond just the weather. So here are the 3 things you need to know to kind of bookend your Friday and your work week. Iraq's embattled prime minister says he's putting the needs of his people above his own. Nouri al-Maliki is finally resigning and says he has no expectation of getting a job with the new prime minister. The U.S. and other allies are hopeful this will lead to a more inclusive government. They are representing all the factions of the Islamic faith. In sports, a new commissioner is crowned in Major League Baseball. Meet the man who will succeed but selling. Reese Waters will introduce you to Rob Manfred and why he has been chosen to lead the league. That's coming up in just a few minutes in your Scorecast. And 2 Hurricane Hunter airplanes in Florida are getting a $35 million facelift. The planes will get new wings, refurbished engines, and upgraded radars. NOAA says the refurbishing won't take the 2 planes out of service this season and hope they'll continue flying another 15 years. Carl, they've done more than 100 missions, and one commander said that these retrofits are so needed because it feels like you're in a giant wooden roller coaster.
There are a lot of upgrades that we need across the Weather Service. We're going to talk about hurricane history in the Atlantic Basin, and it's really fascinating. This is an amazing graphic that comes from the Hurricane Center, and this is showing you every hurricane on record in the Atlantic and Eastern Pacific basins. And you see the tracks, how they generally drive westward in the lower latitudes and then begin to curve up to the north and then off out towards the northeast in response to the westerly winds that often sit right across the U.S. Now, what's interesting about this is that we crunched the numbers yesterday. There have been in total 875 hurricanes on record since 1851. 286 U.S. landfalls. That means if a hurricane forms in the Atlantic, there is a 1 in 3 chance that it's going to make landfall in the U.S. We actually thought that was a little bit high as compared to what we were guessing it would be. But right now, there are no serious threats. There are a couple of very well-developed circulations coming off the coast of Africa, but they're not showing a lot of thunderstorm activity as we have seen for a long time now. It's still generally very stable, especially just off to the north of these tropical waves. So continues to be quiet in the Atlantic, but we are watching 3 systems now in the Pacific. One of those is Carina, which has been downgraded. It was once a hurricane, now a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm. The thunderstorms dying off a little bit overnight. We expect that it will be a mid-grade tropical storm as it moves along towards the west. And there's another feature out there. There's this invest area being given now a lower chance of developing, now just a 50% chance of developing. But we may see a very interesting interaction between those storms, and we'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later in the show. Jen?
Another Fujiwara. Carl, thank you for that. Time now for sports, and we're going to go up to New York City. We've got Reese Waters. You ready for Reese?
Ready for Reese.
Reese.
And more NFL, Reese.
Hey, thanks so much, guys. I appreciate it. Good to see you, by the way, Chris. Now, NFL preseason is on tap tonight. I have the forecast for a couple of huge games at 7:40. But first, the big news this morning. Major League Baseball has a new commissioner. That is Rob Manfred. He was elected to the position yesterday, succeeding Bud Selig as the 10th commissioner in MLB history. Now, Manfred has worked for the league since 1998. He's the current COO, and he takes over for Selig on January 25th, beating out Red Sox chairman Tom Werner. The big news, will he let Pete Rose in finally? He has some big shoes to fill. Speaking of big shoes, check out this little leaguer. Hide your kids, hide your wife. None of them are safe around 13-year-old Eric Figueroa. 6'4", 229 pounds, plays for Puerto Rico, but really he plays for the entire world. He's bigger than most pro ball players. By the way, Puerto Rico beat Australia 16-3, and if they didn't, that would have been a disgrace with him on your team. And speaking of shoes, I love what you said, Anna Rittis, about the new planes. It's high time we pass a new law. Keep your shoes on, people. You're hurting people. I've been hurt in a number of flights because people have chosen to take their shoes off, and it's got to stop. Back to you, Chris and Jen.
I think he has the wrong story.
I think I'm confused.
We're talking about
the
retrofitting planes. We'll talk. This is an offline conversation.
I'm very confused about the injuries. All right, got a whole new set of stories coming up next.
That's right. Keep it here to AMHQ. We're going to be right back. And to the Pure Michigan 400. It takes place this weekend. Reagan Medji is there.
Check.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
My name's Michael. I'm 55 years old, and I have diabetic nerve pain. The pain was terrible. My feet hurt so bad, it felt like hot pins and needles coming from the inside out of my skin. When I did go see the doctor and he prescribed Lyrica, it helped me.
It's known that diabetes damages nerves. Lyrica is FDA approved to treat diabetic nerve pain. Lyrica is not for everyone. It may cause serious allergic reactions or suicidal thoughts or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these. New or worsening depression or unusual changes in mood or behavior, or swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, changes in eyesight including blurry vision, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or skin sores from diabetes. Common side effects are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who have had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica.
Having reduced pain is great, and I'm grateful for it.
Ask your doctor about Lyrica today. It's specific treatment for diabetic nerve pain.
Stock up and save. Buy a year's supply of air filters for only $16.97 at Lowe's.
What makes Lay's Kitchen different from the rest? We pride ourselves on bold, authentic flavors with the finest ingredients. Our vegetables are farm-grown and prepared with the passion they deserve. Tangy peppers unite with the sweetness of tomatoes and onions to create our exquisite mesquite barbecue flavor. The satisfying crunch and rich flavors of Lay's kettle-cooked chips. One taste and you're in love.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin Migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin Migraine works.
What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that I'm 16 and just got my first car feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limits. So every time you use it, you're not just shopping for goods. You're shopping for something great. Learn more at buypowercard.com.
Are you sure we should take this billboard down?
People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through.
Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's two guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's two dudes on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Breaking news from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Seeing two men that have climbed the Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Phil, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose.
All right, let's go.
Talk to a State Farm agent about car loans that can save you hundreds. That's borrowing better. Sunday night, the Weather Channel asks, so you think you'd survive a volcano eruption? So you think you'd survive. Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 90. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to AMHQ. It's about 5:30. We're going to say good morning to you in Anna Maria Island, Florida. Oh, you look out over the pier. It's always beautiful here, a popular spot. However, you see those clouds out there and you see the rain with those clouds. Yep, we've got thunderstorms and they're on the move already this morning as we head up to 86 degrees today with thunderstorms.
And right now, here is a beautiful, nice look at the nation's capital here in the Washington Monument. 64 degrees right now in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Plenty of sunshine is in the forecast. In fact, the high of 82 expected for you today. Want to welcome you back to AMHQ, America's morning headquarters, and it's time to get you in front of today's weather. Jen?
All right, Chris, this is my favorite part of the day where we go pow and put the maps on the floor so you can get in front of the weather. And look at them popping up right here. Now, we got a lot going on, but especially in the south, we are looking at today temperatures starting to come back up. So, hey, we got maps on the wall with temperatures up to 90 in Little Rock here, about 6 degrees warmer than yesterday in Atlanta. Jacksonville still hot, but New Orleans, we've actually had some nice times here. We're warming back up and humidity will be coming back as well. All right, let's go back to maps on the floor. We've got to look at the Northeast and things looking very nice this weekend. Hey, look at this. Philadelphia 78, New York City 75, sunshine out there today. Even Buffalo, we're going to get rid of these rain showers that we've been dealing with, and we'll get the sun out and get temperatures up at least to 70 in Buffalo. Looking nice today. And then, pow, back to the floor. Take a look at the Midwest. This is the area that we are going to watch for severe weather. Chance of storms that could turn severe. This is our big event for today, and we'll go over to Chris Warren for more on that.
Yeah, that's what we're going to take a look at right now, Jen. Storms across the central U.S., and we are going to be watching for that throughout the day. Right now, this morning, right on through 7 o'clock into 7 p.m., there's going to be that increasing chance for some storms, and it's going to increase throughout the day. Right now in Omaha, things pretty quiet. However, you look off to the east in Iowa and to the southwest in parts of Nebraska into Kansas, some showers and storms. Then into South Dakota, also some storms. So all around Omaha, there are some storms. Going through time right now as we watch this in motion, computer showing us where the clouds and the rain will be, what the radar is going to look like, or a close approximation here. Omaha, by this evening, your chances for some storms will increase. Kansas City into the later evening, early nighttime hours, we'll have that chance for some storms. And then again into the morning for Saturday. Tomorrow on Saturday, that chance for storms here in the darker orange. That's the best chance for severe weather. This does include Kansas City all the way over to most of the lower peninsula, most of Michigan. We'll have that chance for some of the stronger storms tomorrow. Watch out for damaging winds. And we're looking at the threat for some spotty damaging winds also shifting farther to the east and a little bit more to the south on Sunday, second half of the weekend.